Hello, and welcome back to our Yakuza 4 Remastered playthrough. In our last episode, Yes, right, whatever. In our last episode, we opened up the open world of Yakuza, namely Kamurocho, and mostly went around doing things the insane inhabitants of this district wanted us to do. But we're sort of not stuck, but we've done all we can to this point, so we're going to head back to our office, where awaits us that young woman who wanted 100 million yen in 10 days. And she is apparently going to do whatever it is that we ask to earn our trust, so that we will pay her 100 million yen. Let's go see how that shakes out, shall we? Off we go. Sometimes I wish I could read Japanese so I knew what these signs were saying, but by the same token, perhaps it's best that I don't. Because, yeah, to me, this sign looks like it's saying, please, please, abduct my child while I'm just walking around. And it probably doesn't say that, but that's what my headcanon says that it says, so yeah, just gonna leave it at that and say that I am wrong. What are you two dingbats looking for? Handsome host says. I'm not sure, but I think the place is called Sky Finance. That moneylender's bad news. You realise this is me you're talking about? The unfortunate-looking host says, yeah, I remember there was a murder right behind this building. Handsome host says, I wonder if it had to do with money, because some people are saying that the guy who owns Sky Finance is the one who killed him. Unfortunate-looking host says, yeah, I heard the cops called him off to the station. I'd been thinking about getting a loan from there, but maybe I should reconsider. Please do. You realise you're going to need a chiropractor if you keep looking up like that, right? Alright, into the back alley, so that we can go upstairs. Ooh. Coppers. Akiyama says to himself, I have a bad feeling about this. Might as well get this over with. Well, of course you have a bad feeling about this. There's some shady coppers just standing around the way into our place. Akiyama says, hello, anyone home? Now that we're upstairs. Oh, it's that bloke. I'm sure you're dodgy, sir. I'm sure that you are well and truly corrupt. Anyway, Akiyama turns his back to him and says, great, just the guy I want to see. Sugiyuchi says, going somewhere, Akiyama? I mean, this is your office. Akiyama turns back and says, give me a break, Sugiyuchi-san. We talked more than enough last time you hauled me in, didn't we? Sugiyuchi says, I'm not here to arrest you. I'm here to protect you, so try showing a little gratitude for once. Akiyama asks, what are you talking about? Sugiyuchi says, just sit your ass down and I'll explain. So, Akiyama has indeed sat his ass down. So Sugiyuchi says, you sure took your sweet time coming back here. What kind of trouble have you been getting yourself into now? Akiyama says, trust me, I'm too exhausted for trouble. Crazy, I know, but some of us take a break from our regularly scheduled bullshit every now and then. So, what do you want? Sugiyuchi asks. Notice the officers outside? Akiyama says, you know, I hadn't before, but now that you mention it, I vaguely recall one or two boys in blue out there. Sugiyuchi says, well, get used to them, wise guy. You're going under 24-hour surveillance for the next few days. Akiyama says, huh? What for? Sugiyuchi says, to keep you safe, dimwit. You and your shop. The Shibata family's after you, aren't they? You said so yourself back at the precinct. Akiyama says, that doesn't mean I need your watchdogs lording over me. Sugiyuchi says, just spare me the bullshit, all right? You know who cleans up the messes you make? Us. You think babysitting a worthless crook like you is my idea of a good time? Akiyama says, come on, Sugiyuchi-san. Sugiyuchi says, doesn't matter either way now. This dumpster fire is way bigger than a half-wit slimeball like you. Akiyama asks, what do you mean? Sugiyuchi says, the shooting 2 days ago. Shit's about to hit the fan. Akiyama asks, this fan got a name? Sugiyuchi says, Isao Katsuragi, captain of the Tojo Clan. He started making waves. We're now at Tojo Clan headquarters on March the 3rd at midday. And there is a big old meeting.
今回の金村工業が起こした一件、それで手打ちにしてもらえませんでしょうか。
この金は一体何ですか、堂島会長。
桂木さん、東上会としては今回の騒動、これ以上大ごとにはしたくない。それに東上会と上野清和会は二代目時代から25年来の親戚関係がある。ここはお互いことを荒立てないのが得策かと。
なるほど。堂島会長は枝同士の喧嘩にはこのくらいの金があれば十分だと。
いや、そんなつもりはありません。確かに騒動を起こした金村工業は直系柴田組傘下の枝組織かもしれませんが、上野清和会は違う。東上会と同格の親戚です。その金はあくまで今回の騒動の迷惑料だと思ってください。
同格ね。
その額ではご不満ですか。わかりました。入れ。
桂木さん、今回の金村の一件、本当に申し訳ありませんでした。
柴田さんでしたっけ。
はい。
東上会の直系の親分さんともあろうお方が都内の一勢力でしかない組の若頭にそんなに頭割いちゃいけませんよ。 それにね、柴田さん。今の時代わざわざ痛い思いしなくても、けじめの取り方は他にもいろいろあるでしょう。東上会さんとうちは親戚関係なんですから。
桂木さん、どういう意味ですか？
堂島会長、今回の騒動、上野清和会としては今までの親戚関係もある以上、抗争沙汰にするつもりは元ありません。病床に伏しているうちの総長、上野義治も思いは同じです。
桂木さん。
だが、この金と指で全てがチャラというわけにもいかないでしょう。少なくともうちの組員たちは納得しないと思いますよ。堂島会長、今回の騒動で殺された伊原の役職をご存知ですか？若頭補佐です。ちょうどあの事件のあった日に就任していたんですよ。
若頭補佐？
そうです。あなた方がチンピラ同士の喧嘩くらいに思っていたこの騒動、実は上野清和としては幹部組員を失うというとんでもない被害を受けているんですよ。正直言いましょう。若頭補佐を殺された代償としてあの金と指一本では釣り合いません。
いや、だがそれは。
おっしゃりたいことはわかります。先ほどは同格だと言ったものの、所詮は東上会と上野清和会では格が違うだろうと。でもね、うちの組員はそれじゃ納得しないんですよ。表面上東上会とうちは対等な関係のはずですからね。
桂木さん、どうすれば納得してもらえるんですか？
そうですね。うちの井原を殺した犯人新井宏明の首、それが無理ならあの真島さんが今やっている例の事業の経営権をいただきたい。
カムロ町ヒルズの経営権が欲しいと。
はい。
そんな要求は飲めない。飲めるわけがない。
なぜですか？
あの事業は10億20億とかいう規模の話じゃない。数千億規模の案件だ。いくら幹部組員が殺されたとはいえ、人一人の命の代償としては大きすぎる。
堂島会長、勘違いしないでください。上野清和会は金が欲しいわけじゃありません。これは極道としてのメンツの問題なんですよ。堂島会長、あなたは筋の通った方だと聞いてます。だからこそ私の立場も理解してもらえませんでしょうか。さっきも言いましたが、うちとしてはあの新井という男の首があれば十分です。それがあれば下の連中も納得するでしょう。だが万が一新井の首が取れなかった場合、その時は井原と同格の人間を差し出してもらうしかないんですよ。
それは。
そう、真島さんです。柏木さんの死後、白鵬会や錦山組といった若頭補佐はなくなってしまった。あの浜崎組も破門となると、自動的に真島さんくらいしか井原の代償となりうる人がいないんですよ。だがさすがに私も井原の代わりに真島さんの首を差し出せとまでは言うつもりはありません。ですからあのビルの建設と経営の権利さえいただければ、それでうちの組員を納得させられます。 よくお考えの上、ご決断ください。それでは。
So, our Don Corleone there wants Majima. Good luck with that is all I can say. Okay, we're back with Akiyama and Sugiuchi. Sugiuchi says, that about sums it up. Akiyama says, huh. Sugiuchi says, and the end result, the Tojo, particularly Shibata's crew, are scrambling to track Arai down before the cops or the Ueno Seiwa get their claws on him. Too bad nobody's got a clue where he is. We've been keeping an eye on the people he's buddy-buddy with, hoping he'll try and make contact. Which lands us in the here and now. Akiyama says, so that's why you've been hounding me and Kido. Sugiuchi says, pretty much. So, we're going to be keeping this dump you call an office under our thumb for a while. Which means no waltzing around town like it's business as usual. Got that? Akiyama says, noted. Sugiuchi says, good. I'm out of here. And stands up. Akiyama says, just a sec there, Sekiguchi. Almost said Sakaguchi. Sekiuchi-san. Sugiuchi says, now what? Akiyama asks, you're in criminal investigation, right? Why go out of your way to poke your nose into this? Sugiuchi asks, Akiyama says, I thought organized crime is usually in charge of this kind of stuff. Sugiuchi says, that's none of your damn business. Akiyama says, sorry, just curious. Though if you ask me, I'd bet you're hoping to score enough brownie points to finally bag that nice fat promotion from HQ. Sugiuchi shouts, you shut your damn mouth. I said stay out of it. Akiyama says, all right, forget I said anything. Sugiuchi says, does make me think though, what am I even doing anymore? Akiyama says, Sugiuchi-san? Sugiuchi says, forget it, just thinking out loud for a sec there. You see a lot of shit go down when you've been in the force almost 3 decades. Hey, looks like you've got a customer. Akiyama says, And it is the woman from before, Lily. Lily says, excuse me. Akiyama says, oh, I've been waiting for you, please sit. As Sugiuchi leaves the office, well, having a look at Lily, Sugiuchi's now outside the office, having a bit of a think to himself, and goes on his way. Now we're back inside the office with Akiyama and Lily sitting together on the couch. Akiyama says, thanks for stopping by. Lily says, no, I should be thanking you. Akiyama says, if you say so. Now, you sure you want to do this? Lily nods. Yes, I have nowhere else to turn. Whatever the test, I'm prepared to take it. Akiyama says, great, then let's get started. Lily says, okay. Akiyama says, you ready to go? Lily asks, go? Where? Akiyama says, out on the town. The first part of the test is a date with yours truly. Lily asks, a date? Akiyama says, let's see. How about we start by buying you a nice new dress and maybe a necklace or two? Lily asks, shopping? You know I can't afford that right now. Akiyama asks, what kind of guy makes his date foot the bill? Come on, it's my treat. Lily says, huh, but... Akiyama says, sorry, but this is part of the test. We need to make you as stunning as possible. Lily has nothing to say. Akiyama says, you said you'd do whatever it took, right? Lily nods, that's right. Akiyama says, great, shall we then? Well, we did just get told off by dodgy cop, so we're now outside at the foot of the stairs. Akiyama asks, you ready? Where would you like to start? Your dress or your accessories? Lily says, I don't mind either way, but are you sure about this? I feel bad having you buy so much for me. Akiyama says, it's nothing, honestly. Like I said before, we need to make you absolutely stunning. Now, let's go. I guess we're off then. And it's night time. Either that or it's really, really, really overcast. Let's see, what's here? Ooh, 100 yen. I'm sure that'll make some really good dresses, I suppose. Dresses slash jewelry slash... Alright, so there's apparently something here we can go into. Maybe it means down here, doesn't it? Into the underground. Sorry, woman in badly need of a dress. Badly in need... Oh, that's where Q... Oh, it's Q's bar because it's a pool hall. Right, okay. Runaway girl says, I'm tired of carrying around my stuff. I came out here to Kamurocho after fighting with my dad, so I was just thinking I could store my stuff here and march out. But even when I asked the guy who owns this block of lockers if I could use one, he just told me, not happening. Guess they weren't lying when they said the city is cold as ice. Coin lockers too. You can also find coin lockers in the Kamurocho Underground Mall. Just like the lockers on Nakamichi Street, these have also lost their intended purpose. The keys are scattered around town, often underground or on rooftops. The locker block owner will be grateful to get those lost keys back and will reward the contents of the locker to whoever finds the key. And that all becomes a memo. The runaway girl says, that guy with the green fro was using these lockers here earlier. Maybe he's like one of them VIPs? And we've got 500 experience points. Good for us. Right. Oh, there's a shiny thing. Akiyama says to himself, there's something here. And we got Kamurocho Underground Locker Key C2. Go us. Well done us. Fashionable hostess says, I think it's about time I got a new dress. Any suggestions? Stylish hostess asks, how about something in yellow? I don't think you have anything yellow. Fashionable hostess says, you're right. Plus, it's the perfect colour for spring. Good thinking. Stylish hostess says, I don't know if you'd call it good thinking. I just remembered how much you like Indian curry. I see. Man says, hey pal, you know everything's got rules. You're old enough to understand that by now, am I right? So now I'm going to teach you what happens when you forget your manners, fool. Oh, I pitied a fool. And unfortunately the fool is you. He's not going to like that tomorrow. Now just over here, my friend. And he's not going to like that tomorrow either. Are you still up, sir? It says, I'm sorry. Forgive me, I was totally out of bounds. Please take this. I apologize. Well, you got a bloody 5,000 yen. Ew. I don't want it with your blood all over it. What are you even thinking? Akiyama says there's something here. And we got the Kamurocho Underground Locker Key A1. Hey. And there's a homeless dude just sleeping it off here. Okay. Fashionable businesswoman asks, hey, when's that sale at the Underground Mall? A stylish businesswoman says, not anytime soon as far as I know. Didn't you say you were going to wait until stuff went on clearance? Fashionable businesswoman says, but everything I want will be gone by then, especially that shirt and those boots. You remember the ones. You know what? Screw the sale. I've got to get over there. Okay. If you say so. Grass pig. Akiyama says, Milestone's one of my favourite dress shops. I'm sure they'll have something that suits you. Lily says, alright. Yes, talk to this woman. The employee says, good to see you, Akiyama-san. Akiyama says, hey there, I'm here looking for a nice new dress for this girl here. Think you could help me pick something out for her? The employee says, of course, sir. Let's see, what do you think of these? Now we can either get the long halter gown in wine, or the elegant, or the mermaid gown in wine. Long halter gown is, oh, and we can only choose one. The long halter gown is a body-hugging halter neck dress that amplifies the wearer's sexiness. That's probably not what it amplifies, but yes. And the mermaid gown is the elegant bodyline and sophisticated colour of this dress are sure to turn heads. I honestly am more in favour of the mermaid gown, to be honest. Just because it has that little something different to it. So yeah, we're going to go with the mermaid gown. Yes, and we got it for free. Excellent. The employee says, thank you very much. That dress is absolutely perfect for you. Don't mind me saying. Akiyama says, you can send the bill over to my secretary, Hana-chan. Sorry for the trouble. Employee says, it's no trouble at all, sir. We'll do just that. Please come again soon. Akiyama says, that takes care of the dress. Now comes the accessories. Let's pay a visit to Le Marche, shall we? Lily says, okay. Well, I guess we're off to Le Marche, which is above ground. If I'm thinking right, should be just about here. Master Barker says, watch carefully, figure out which person will come up with you. Keep your eyes trained on them and them alone, and go in for the chase. That's how to be a good Barker. Using the L3 and R3 buttons. L3 is used to zoom in and out of the minimap. R3 is used to enter first-person mode. And that's all become over. Master Barker says, if you're tripping up while you keep looking at a potential customer, then you're still an amateur. And we gained 500 experience points. Yay! Silver-tongued hostess says, that bag would go great with this outfit. Well, what do you think? Businessman with a thinning wallet says, huh? But I thought we agreed I'd only take you out to eat today. I'd only take you out to eat today. Silver-tongued hostess says, yeah, but La Marche is so popular. What if they sell out before I can get one? I was really hoping I could take that bag on a date with you. Oh, you're very experienced with this, dear, aren't you? Businessman with a thinning wallet says, an after-hours date with me? Well, maybe if I take out a loan I could grab it for you? Not only a thinning wallet, but looks like a thinning hairline as well. Anyway, Akiyama says, let's buy some accessories here. I'll find something that looks good on you. Lily says, okay. And into La Marche we go. Now we had that mermaid dress, right? So maybe a little something ocean-inspired? Like a shell? Number 1 hostess says, don't I look great with this bag? Well, what do you think? Number 2 hostess says, I don't know, maybe it's a little too flashy for you, Aki-san. It's more of my style, to be honest. Number 1 hostess asks, really? But it's so expensive. Don't you think it's a little soon for you to have something like this? Number 2 hostess asks, huh? Wait, are you planning on buying this with your own money? Why don't you get, like, a guy to buy it for you or something? Number 1 hostess says, if there's something I really like, I buy it myself. I don't like to abuse my customers like that. They're not our own little piggy banks, you know. Oh dear, if only more Western women thought like you lately. It's number 1 hostess. Number 2 hostess says, I know, it's just, I think I look so much better than you with this bag. You don't want to be seen with a crabby old bag? Okay, you do you. Hello sir, do you have any jewellery perhaps modelled on seashells, perhaps? The employee says, welcome Akiyama-sama. Looking for something in particular? Now we can either have an elegant necklace or a chain necklace. And once again, we can only choose one. Alright, the elegant necklace is a good match for a cute look, a great present for those who like this style. Chain necklace is a necklace with a wild feel to it, a great present for those who like this style. I'm going to say elegant this time, because personally myself, the chain necklace just looks uninspired. Yes, so we'll order that elegant necklace. The employee asks, will that be all for you, sir? Akiyama says, yeah, that's all. You can send the bill over to my secretary, Hana-chan. Sorry for the trouble. The employee says, no trouble at all, sir. Let me walk you to the door. The employee says, thank you, sir. We hope to see you again soon. And out we go. Akiyama says, that just leaves your hair, makeup and nails. You mind going it alone from here? All that will probably take a while. Just tell them Akiyama said to put it on Sky Finance's tab. Lily says, thank you. Akiyama says, meet me over at Elise once you're done. It's right across the street from the Millennium Tower. I'll be waiting for you. Lily says, okay. And off she goes. So I guess for now, we're just having a little wander around, seeing what's what in Kamurocho these days. Gee, that guy walked fast. Yes, I know he just despawned, but... Ooh. Can we see a film in here? The employee says, hello sir, the fee is 500 yen for one person. Shall I show you to your room? Oh, no, not now. No, that's the bane of my existence. Akiyama says, maybe not right now. The employee says, no problem, we hope to see you again soon. Yes, when I am very, 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 very drunk. And by the time I'm that drunk, I should be 6 feet under. Oh, glowy thing, glowy thing. Akiyama says there's something here. We got a Taihei Boulevard locker key J1. Yay! Can we get a tattoo from Kiryu's tattooist? No, that's a shame. Oh dear. Megu the Rising Star says, hey Aya-san, have you heard of that thing? We called it A, didn't we? We're calling it A. Have you heard of A? One of my regular customers told me about it. Apparently you can make an avatar that looks just like you, then use it to chat with people. It's really cute. Former top hostess Aya says, oh, I know all about it. Pretty much everyone in business is super into it. It'd be kind of cool to hang out with a movie star, even if it's just in the A-verse. Megu the Rising Star says, totally. Oh my gosh, what if I logged in and Yuichi-kun was there and we started talking and oh gosh, I'm literally going to die right now. Screw work, I've got to get home, make myself a super cute avatar and doll her up all perfect. You should come do it with me, Aya-san. Former top hostess Aya says, sure. I've had one 4 months. Megu the Rising Star says, I should have guessed, you're always on top of all the latest trends. Former top hostess Aya says, I heard about it from an old customer of mine. Sounds like he's been requesting you nowadays, though. Good for you. Megu the Rising Star doesn't know what to say to that. Akiyama thinks to himself, A, sounds like something the girls at the club would be into. Well, yes. And what are you going off your head about, dear? Karaoke lover says, let's go do karaoke. It's way fun. Laid back man asks, karaoke? I guess, anywhere near here you want to go? Karaoke lover says, yeah, actually. Karaoke Khan is just around the corner. Come on, I already know what I want to sing. Yeah, no, thank you. Laid back man says, all right. Guess I should start thinking of songs too. Well, you go and do that. And enjoy your lovely time in there. We saw something over here, did we? Yes, we did. Akiyama says there's something here. We got Taihei Boulevard locker key D5. Go us. Alright, let's see what's going on in the Champion District these days. See, I do remember some things. Too bad it has to do with games, but you know. Akiyama says there's something here. And we got a Taihei Boulevard locker key B2. What did you do? Anyway, man says, I know I told you to wait. Aren't you listening to me? Hang on a sec, that look on your face. I thought maybe I'd forgive you if the price was right, but I changed my mind. First I'll kick your ass, then I'll take your money. I mean, you can try, sir. You probably won't be successful. Yes. Oh. Well, you didn't get as bloody as most of the people I fight do, so think about that. That's a bonus for you, sir, isn't it? Man says, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Here, this is for you. We got an agreeable Torna Plus. Okay. It's agreeable. For some reason. Oh, Bar Shellac is still here, and it's still operating. Look at that. Excuse me. Aoki says, hey, I'm Aoki. Want to know what's happening around town, or if anyone might need a helping hand? I've got your info hookup. Sub-stories. Discover a different side of the main characters through sub-stories. You can see where these stories start by going to sub-stories in the pause menu. Looks like the regulars at this bar know a lot about minor happenings around town. You may want to check in with them every now and then to get new information. And that's been added as a memo, and we get 500 EXP. Aoki asks, looking for hot tips. Let me think. Rumour has it some weird-ass moneylender's got his office set up somewhere in town. I hear something's going to happen there. That would be me. The bartender says, welcome. Have you decided what you'd like to order? Yamazaki, 25 years old. Oh. The Macallan, 1946. 40,000 yen for one drink. I don't think so. Let's have a 25-year-old Yamazaki, shall we? A single malt whiskey aged in cherry barrels for a balanced flavour. The bartender says, this limited edition Yamazaki was created in 1999 to commemorate Suntory's 100-year anniversary. A long aging process in sherry wood barrels produces the perfect balance. I'm certain anyone fortunate enough to enjoy this rare whiskey will experience pure bliss. Its price put it just within reach as far as dream whiskies go. I enjoy drinking it on special occasions. We got 180 experience points for getting slightly drunk. No, not at this point, sir. I probably need to remains slightly sober. The bartender says, "Alright, please stop by again." "Thank you." Off we go. The Red Hound. So... Health-conscious woman says, "I love when guys eat a lot and have excessive amounts of health. Is that something you're into?" Recovering health. There are 5 ways to recover health that you have lost in battle. 1. Eat at a restaurant. 2. Go into facilities such as the hot springs. 3. Eat food items. 4. Use recovery items such as Stamina X. And 5. Rest up in your hideout. If your health is low, you may want to heal before entering another potentially dangerous situation. That is sound advice, and that's all we added to a memo. The health-conscious woman asks, "Huh? Am I trying to hit on you?" "Oh, no, I'm just thinking aloud." So we got 500 experience for that. Wait for us. And this is another pub. Atenchi. Earth Angel. Oh, you're very and Mama is still here. I'll talk to this bloke. Ashikawa. Ah, right. Yes. No, I haven't actually found stuff for you yet. Akiyama-san. Ashikawa says, "Akiyama-san, you have those mouth-watering texture and awful dish recommendations for me yet?" No, not yet. We're double-checking first. Akiyama says, my memory's pretty foggy. Let me check again and I'll be right back." Ashikawa says, "Oh, okay. I really am sorry to be putting you through all of this. Thank you for your help." Oh dear, aren't you the physically peak specimen of a woman? Sassy employee says, "Oh, hey there. You make yourself at home now, okay? I'm Michiru. Just started here the other day. Hope you'll stop by sometime, sugar." Oh. Yes, I haven't had enough to drink yet. Sorry. Nothing against you or others of your particular persuasion. Just not for me personally. Yes. Okay, so we're going back to our office, aren't we? Well, we should be. That's the Millennium Tower to our right. A Club Bantam is still there. Sorry. Who are you? And why are you wearing that outlandish tie with that brown suit? Taniguchi says, "Akiyama-san, I got all dressed up just like you said." Akiyama says, "You're serious, right? I just want to make sure." Taniguchi says, "Yeah, I'm serious." "Oh, that's right, this is the bloke who wants to ask one of our girls out on a date." Foul-mouthed girl shouts, "Oh my gosh, what a dork." straightforward gal says, ouch, that guy is trying way too hard. Akiyama says, see, if two random girls on the street think your look is atrocious, how can you ever hope to charm a hostess? Akiyama says, hell, even 100 million yen won't help you like this. Taniguchi says, man, there must be something you can do. Akiyama says, a man's got to be particular about his appearance. I'll help you evolve from a caterpillar into a butterfly. Taniguchi says, but I don't have any money. Akiyama says, don't sweat it. Consider it a reward for being such a loyal customer. Taniguchi says, alright then, let's do it. And we're back at Lamage. Can you please get rid of that tie and that brown suit immediately? We're in Lamage. Akiyama says, excuse me, I'd like to purchase a complete ensemble, clothes and accessories both. The employee says, certainly, sir. What kind of ensemble would you like today? Just because I can, how about a psychedelic 60s look? Akiyama says, let's see, do you have any psychedelic shirts? The employee says, we do have one in silk, it's quite luxurious. Akiyama says, I'll take that then. The employee says, thank you very much. Now, what accessories can I show you? Let's see what a no-nonsense vest does, shall we? Akiyama says, let's see, do you have any elegant vests? The employee says, this one is rather fashionable at the moment. Akiyama says, I'll take one of those then. The employee asks, will that be all? Akiyama says, that's it, what do I owe you? The employee says, that will be 98,000 yen. Akiyama says, thanks for your help. The employee says, it's been my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again. Come on, show him. Yeah. That'll make it go wild, man. We're outside the club. Akiyama says, nice, you look like a brand new man. Yeah, baby, yeah. Akiyama goes on, now, time for a little practice. Taniguchi says, what? But this isn't your club. It's Mickey I'm after. Akiyama says, you idiot. Mickey's one tough cookie. But I guess I don't need to tell that to the guy who spent 5 million yen on her. Taniguchi has nothing to say in response. Akiyama says, she's not the kind of girl you can simply get by dressing the way she likes. You'll need to learn the right things to say to her. Now it's time for a crash course in talking to girls at this club. Taniguchi says, what? You're not going to bail on me, are you? Akiyama says, it wouldn't be much of a crash course if I stuck around. I'll just give you some advice. The important thing is to be assertive. You have to sell yourself. Pay attention to what she's saying. Assuming she's not a complete bimbo, based on the fact that you've spent 5 million gil on her and she's still not going for you, perhaps pay attention to what she's saying to you. Akiyama says, to paraphrase that famous Shakespearean quote, fickleness, thy name is woman. They're always changing their minds. You have to figure out how they feel and respond properly. Taniguchi says, I see. Akiyama says, what I'm trying to say is, it's more important to listen to them than it is for you to talk. By listening, you can sense her mood, which makes it easier for you to respond. But that's normally a hostess's job to do just that. In any event, you'll get far with a hostess by getting on her good side. But whatever, you need the practice. Good luck! Taniguchi says, thanks. Akiyama says, go get him, Tiger. Taniguchi says, okay. Oh dear, I should have gone with the afro really, but I think it's the vest that makes it so funny. Taniguchi says, Akiyama-san, after he's been in and come out again. Akiyama asks, how did it go? Taniguchi says, I tried listening just like you said, and it worked. I guess girls like it when guys do that. It really went well. Akiyama says, excellent. Taniguchi says, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Akiyama says, great, then why don't you go see Mickey now? Taniguchi says, I can't. I have a date with a hostess from this club. Akiyama says, a date? But what about Mickey? Taniguchi says, I'm so over Mickey. Would you mind telling her that for me, Akiyama-san? Well done, champ. Akiyama says, you mean all this training was a waste of my time? Taniguchi says, not at all. Thanks to you, I'm a new man. I really appreciate your help. I'd like to give you this as a thank you. I won't be needing it anymore. We got a copy of Shiny Shine Love Shine. Whatever that is. Akiyama has no words for what Taniguchi has become. Taniguchi says, well, I'm off. Goodbye. Okay, Ryoko, let's go. Akiyama says to himself, not the ending I expected, but whatever. We got 5,000 experience for that. And, yeah, he's sorted himself out. So, that's a thing. Shiny Shine Love Shine, an anime that's popular with young girls and older men, strangely enough, may give you some designs for weapons. Are we going to get Sailor Moon weapons? Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Right. Wasn't expecting that. Probably should have been expecting that, or something similar. But, yes, on do we go. I have to admit, I do like that style of boot and sock together. I have no idea why. It just, to me, it looks really good. Like the long boot, the long knee boot, and then the slightly higher sock. It just, it's weird that I like that. I'm sure there's going to be people out there who think that it's on the same level as wearing socks and thongs together, or socks and sandals. But I just like it for whatever reason. Alright, we've already listened to you two go on about Elise, and yes, fine. Overburdened man says, damn it, seriously? I swear, there are never any open lockers in this stupid place. Maybe once or twice a year if you're lucky. Do I need to get up earlier or something? Coin lockers 1. These coin lockers were once rented out by those who needed them, but all of their keys have been lost. The keys are scattered around Kamurocho, lying on the road and hidden behind objects. Whoever finds the keys has the right to obtain whatever is inside their locker. Find keys by entering first-person mode with R3. Once you have the key, go back to the lockers and find what's inside. I see, and that's only our memo. The overburdened man says, "Oh, hey, I found this lying around on the ground. Maybe you can do something with it." We got a locker key radar. The overburdened man says, "You know, whenever I see a guy with a big green afro walk through this area, the next day all the lockers are in use. There's something going on here, I know it." Got 500 experience for that. And it looks like we've gone up a level. We have gone up a level. Well done, us. And that's just a shortcut. Okay, let's see what about we have 6 orbs, so we can upgrade stuff. Right. Right. I'm going to get enhanced quick steps to help us with the dodging. And guardrail crush in heat mode. Smash an enemy's head against guardrail. Mastery may unlock a follow-up technique. Triangle against enemies near guardrails or other high places. Alright. Well, we have one left. Oh. So, yes, let's head into Elise, shall we? And see what Lily came up with. Akiyama is inside the club, as denoted by the jungle club music. And he's talking to the hat check girl. Akiyama says, "Hey, is Lily-chan here yet?" The Elise manager says, "She's waiting in the back room, sir, right this way." And she's still got on that lovely trench coat. So we're in the back room with Lily in her lovely trench coat thing. And Akiyama says, "Okay, let's get started." Lily says, "Yes, let's." Akiyama says, "First, let's get you changed into an outfit that brings out the best of your natural beauty. Don't worry, I guarantee you'll look great." A classic dress that hugs the body and accentuates the girl's curves is the mermaid dress. Yeah, I really don't want you to go out in that trench coat. Going to give you the elegant necklace. Well, yes. One must admit that there is a slight difference. And she's apparently happy. She's the number 30 girl. She doesn't have any previous sales. Her looks are C rank, her smarts are B rank, her charisma is B rank. She's about halfway motivated, doesn't have any stress, and she looks to be trending towards refined, as opposed to cute, flashy, or gorgeous. Alright. I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of Club Grand Prix.
Akiyama-san, 私。
いいね。やっぱり俺の目に狂いはなかったか。いや、なんでもない。さあ、今からテスト2を始めようか。
Yes, a woman can definitely still be beautiful without exposing an acre of her knockers. So anyway, we're sitting down together with Lily, and Akiyama says, "Alright, part 2, you ready?" Lily says, "Yes." Akiyama says, "Good. Now, I want you to entertain me as if I were a customer." Lily asks, "A customer?" Akiyama says, "That's right. You've just been hired as a hostess after all. You're going to be the number 1 girl here." Lily says, "Me? Number 1? Why?" Akiyama says, "Well, as it turns out, I own the place. We managed to stay in the black, but in this economy, well, we're basically treading water." Lily says, "Oh." Akiyama says, "And that's where you come in. A new face to freshen up our lineup could really boost sales." Lily says, "I see. Akiyama asks, "Yeah?" Lily says, "I understand the test, but I'm not sure I can reach number 1. Akiyama says, "Is that so? Then I guess you don't need the 100 million. Lily says, "What?" Akiyama says, "We haven't even started, and you've already decided you can't do it. We should just call the whole thing off." Lily says, "No, I'll do it, please." Akiyama says, "That's the spirit, and don't worry, you're number 1 material exactly as you are." Lily says, "Speaking of, how do you determine a hostess's rank? Is it by sales?" Akiyama says, "You got it. Starting today, you'll have 3 days to make us 3 million yen." Lily says, 3 million in 3 days? Akiyama says, "Do that and you pass the test. I'll loan you the 100 million yen. No collateral, no guarantor." Lily has no words. I can see the seething hatred in her eyes. Akiyama says, "And if you can't do it, we'll just pretend this never happened, like we discussed earlier."
300万ですね。
はい。
300万稼げば本当に1億貸してもらえるんですね。
はい。
わかりました。やってみます。
それではビジネスの話はここまでにしましょう。ここからは俺のプライベートとして楽しませてもらいます。
え？
さっき言ったじゃない。今から俺に接客してもらうって。
でも秋山さんはオーナーじゃ。
オーナーつっても自分の店で遊んじゃダメって決まりがあるわけじゃないでしょ。今はただのお客さん。つまり俺が君の最初の客ってわけ。そう、その笑顔。いいね。さあ、それじゃあ今日は楽しませてもらえますか。
わかりました。それじゃあお客様、 お飲み物は何になさいますか？
そうだね。
Oh yeah, time for Cabaret Club Grand Prix. Akiyama says, well, I should probably get going. Got some other things to take care of. You know how it is. Lily asks, leaving already? But we only just got started. Akiyama says, sorry, can't have the owner keeping his future #1 all to himself. It's bad for business. Lily says, of course. Akiyama asks, but what do you say we meet up after your shift? Lily laughs. Are you asking me out on another date? Akiyama says, if you want me to be. Lily says, okay then, it's a date. Akiyama says, great, we'll reconvene in Theatre Square. See you there. Lily nods. Okay. Okay, that's over in Theatre Square, so let's check out the... No. Save the side stories for next episode and finish the momentum on this. We only did the Mickey side story because it was by accident for one, as most things happen. And it was there anyway. Oh, we're getting a phone call. The Elise manager says, Akiyama-san, this is Tanuma from Elise. Lily-san just went home, and I finished totaling her sales for today. Akiyama says, great, thanks. How'd she do? Yuli's manager says, just over 500,000 yen. That's amazing considering it's only her first day. Akiyama says, pretty impressive, yeah, but she's going to have to step up her game if she actually wants to pass. Yuli's manager says, true. Maybe you could drop in during her next shift? It might help having you there to give her some pointers, Akiyama-san. Akiyama says, not a bad idea. Sure, why not? The Elise manager says, thank you, sir. See you then. And thus ends the phone call. And Lily has turned up. She bows and says, sorry I'm late. Akiyama says, oh, no worries at all. Nice work today, by the way. Getting used to it? Lily says, yes, but... Akiyama asks, but what? Lily says, I'm a little worried about how much I made today. It didn't feel like very much. Akiyama asks, do you want to know the actual number? Lily replies, if you don't mind, yes, I would. Akiyama says, alright, here goes. Your total for today came out to... Lily is excited beyond all words and awaits with bated breath. Akiyama says 500,000 yen. Lily says, that's it? Akiyama asks, why the long face? That's pretty dang impressive. Lily says, no, I know, but that still leaves another 2.5 million in only 2 days. Akiyama says, don't worry, today was all about settling into the job. And hey, you didn't even have a full shift. Lily says, I suppose. Akiyama says, seriously, you'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Lily chuckles to herself. Akiyama asks, what's so funny? Lily says, you're a very interesting man, Akiyama-san. Akiyama asks, yeah? Lily says, you say this is a test, but now here you are telling me everything's going to be fine. Akiyama asks, what's wrong with that? It's not like I want you to fail or anything. Lily asks, don't you? Akiyama says, of course not. I want nothing more than to lend you that money. It might be a test, but I've been hoping you'd succeed from the bottom of my heart. Lily says, Akiyama-san. Akiyama says, plus, I know you're not going to just take failure lying down, not with that much money on the line. Lily nods. She says, yes, you're right. I can do this. Akiyama says, that's more like it. Just try not to stress too much, yeah? Keeping cool is half the battle. Lily says, okay. Akiyama says, now how about we enjoy this date? Anywhere special you'd like to go? Lily says, can I ask you something first? Why are you being so nice to me? Akiyama says, well, because you're worth it. Lily says, I'm not sure I understand. This isn't part of the test, is it? Akiyama says, not exactly. But hey, remember the date we were on earlier? Let's just call this part 2. Lily says, so it is part of the test then. And here I was ready to join you on an actual date. Akiyama says, look, it doesn't matter what it is. Just keep me company for a while, okay? Now that's settled. Where do you want to go? Your pick. Lily says, I get to choose? Akiyama says, anywhere you want. Don't worry if you can't think of a place, though. I have plenty of spots we could stroll into if need be. Lily says, oh, well, there actually is somewhere I'd like to go. You're sure you don't mind? Akiyama says, of course not. So where to? Lily says, a bar I've heard about over in the Champion District. I think I'll recognize it once we get there. I'm fairly sure we'll recognize it too, with Mama and what's her name sitting behind the bar. Akiyama says, yeah, alright then, let's go. So, we're going off to the Champion District. Sorry. Who's crying? Okay. Actually, I was going to check, wasn't I? The locker key radar. We can keep it on and take a look around for stuff, can't we? I haven't talked to you, have I, sir? Man says, what? You need something from me, man? Akiyama asks, what are you doing here? Man says, oh, well, I'm selling stuff out of this car. This town's gotten pretty crazy lately, don't you think? So I'm taking my shop on the move. Akiyama asks, on the move? So you take it to other cities then? Man says, nah, I could never leave Kamurocho. Try to find me around town when you've got a sec. When you do, I'll welcome you and your business with open arms. Okay, are you taking that crane with you too? Anyway. Man says, aren't you the guy who beat up one of my underlings for his money? Don't pretend you ain't. All that shit on me and you know what's coming your way. There to get your ass kicked. I mean, sure. Ooh. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's probably not good for you, sir. Yeah? Funny thing is, we're still drunk slightly. Man says, my apologies. Looks like I got the wrong guy. This is for you. We got a gelatinous Taurina Plus. Why would I want to drink that? Ew. Ew, gelatin. Ugh. Alright, Lily, we're in the, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. It's okay, we're entering the Champion District. Lily says, Akiyama asks, is it somewhere in here? Lily says, yeah, I think so. Though, I don't remember this building being here before. Akiyama asks, really? It's been around at least as long as I have, probably way longer. Lily asks, do you think we could head inside? I'd like to see it for myself, if you don't mind. Akiyama says, oh, sure. You said into the building, not onto the rooftop. Anyway, Lily says, wait, I do know this building. It really brings back memories being up here. Akiyama asks, yeah? Lily says, though back when it was one of the taller buildings in the area, it really stood out. I probably didn't recognize it because of how small it seems in comparison nowadays. Akiyama asks, did you used to come around here a lot? Lily says, I lived here, yes. Honestly, it feels like that was a lifetime ago. Akiyama says, huh. Lily says, those were the days. Sure, I was always broke and lived in a tiny apartment, but life was good. Akiyama says, Lily. Lily says, tell me something. Why are men always so busy looking upward? Akiyama asks, I'm sorry? Lily says, they work themselves to death for that one big break, and they end up forgetting the girl by their side in the process. Akiyama says, I suppose a guy in my line of work is kind of biased, but whether it's family or the one you love, it's tough to make anyone happy without money. Men tend to take that responsibility pretty seriously. We're all desperate to claw our way up to someplace stable. That's my theory anyway. Lily says, I'd be fine without all that. If things had just stayed the same, well, I would have been the happiest girl in the world. Akiyama says, so you can't stand how money changes people, yet you still came to me for a loan. Lily says, strange, isn't it? I never really cared about it before, and now I need it more than anything. Akiyama says, life's good at throwing you curveballs like that. Makes you wonder though, why does money make the world go round anyway?
金で人が幸せになれるんだったら、俺が君を幸せにできるのかな。 どうして避けなかったの？
どうしてだろう。なんとなくあなたならいいかなって思っちゃった。あなたはどうしてキスしたの？
なんでだろう。でも5年ぶりだよ、こんな気持ちになったのは。
別れた恋人の話？
ああ、でも振られちゃった。
本当に？どうして？
さあ、あの頃俺にお金がなかったからかな。
おいおい、見せつけてくれるじゃねえか。俺たちにもサービスしてくれや、姉ちゃん。
また柴田組か。あんたらも懲りないね。
あ？なめた口聞いてんじゃねえぞ。柴田のこと分かってて喧嘩売ろってのか？
そうだ。柴田組のことならよく知ってますよ。東上会の直系って肩書き振りかざしながらも、二次団体の中じゃ常に末席に位置する万年窓際族だ。
なんだとこのガキが！予定にはなかったが構わねえ。ぶっ殺してやる。
Oh dear, it appears to be on with the Shibata family. Oof. Please put the gun down, sir. That's another one there, at least. Ugh. Where'd you... Your katana went away. That's not good. Here, get this chair up here. How about this chair? Oh, yeah. Akiyama says we better get out of here before more show up. Come on. And we appear to have left them behind as we run into the playground. Akiyama says, phew, we should be safe here. Sorry you got dragged into that. It's been an interesting couple of days. Lily says, it's okay. Akiyama asks, hey, are you alright? You're not hurt, are you? Lily says, no, I'm fine. Akiyama says, much as I hate to say it, we should probably call it a night. I'd hate to run into more of them. Lily says, you're probably right. Akiyama says, well, do your best tomorrow, right? I'll swing by and check in on you if I can. Lily nods. Okay, good night, Akiyama-san. Lovely fade to black. We're going to continue. Chapter 4, The Promise. March the 4th at 3 p.m. in the Sky Finance offices. Akiyama and Kido are sitting at the in the beaten up old lounge chairs. Kido says, so that's why the Shibata family's been on their asses all this time. Akiyama nods. Yep. And how are things on your end? Any luck tracking down Arai-san? Kido shakes his head. Not in the slightest. Not yet. Akiyama says, I see. Kido says, Tojo HQ's got the entire clan looking for him, though. I'm sure it won't be long before they find him. They'll serve him up to those Ueno bastards on a silver platter if we don't do something fast. Akiyama says, yeah, things aren't looking so hot. Kido says, I can't just sit on my ass and wait. I've got to go find him. At least before HQ does. I have to know the truth. I mean, he'd never do shit like this without a good reason. Akiyama says, listen, Kido-chan. Let's say Arai-san does have a good reason. How exactly are you planning to explain that to the Tojo Clan brass? Tojo Clan brass. Kido says, huh? What do you mean? Akiyama says, remember their relationship with the Ueno Seiwa's gone sour. But all that gets swept under the rug if they hand over Arai-san. The Tojo doesn't really give a damn why he did what he did, or even if he did it at all. The only thing that matters is that he's their way out. Kido asks, so what? He just gets to be their sacrifice? Akiyama nods. Pretty much. Kido says, but he... Akiyama says, look, Arai-san's a smart guy. He knows this isn't about whether or not he can prove he's innocent. That's why he's gone into hiding. Kido says, so what do we do? Akiyama has put a couple of stacks of $10,000 yen notes on the table, and he says, take it. Kido says, huh? What's this for? Akiyama says, this is the only way I can help now. Find Arai-san before the Tojo Clan or police do. We can worry about the rest then. Kido says, but Akiyama-san. Akiyama-san says, use whatever money you need to track him down. I've got other work to do, and you're the only person I can count on. Kido says, Akiyama-san, why are you doing all of this? Akiyama says, let's just say it's an investment. Arai-san is worth it. Kido says, I don't get it. Why do you care so much about Arai Aniki anyway? Akiyama asks, does it really matter? Kido says, yeah, actually it does. I'm looking for him because I want answers. And I'm not taking this cash until you tell me what you're up to. Akiyama has no words. Kido starts begging, please, I need to know. Akiyama nods. Fine.
実は昔俺さ、新井さんに助けられたことがあったんだわ。
え、秋山さんが新井の兄貴に？
ああ。ところでお前、俺が昔ホームレスだったって話は知ってるか？
まあ噂程度に聞いたくらいですが、本当だったんですか？
実は俺ホームレスになる前な、東都銀行っつう銀行で働く普通のサラリーマンだったんだ。
秋山さんが銀行員？
ああ、今から5年くらい前の話だ。6年くらい前までの俺の人生は綺麗な階段を汗一つかかずに登るような順調なものだった。東都大の法学部を卒業、東都銀行に入社。俺は金融工学のプロフェッショナルとしてエリート街道を歩み始めた。
じゃあどうしてホームレスなんかに？
クビになったんだよ。2005年の初めにな。
首？なんかやらかしたんですか？
業務上横領、つまり会社の金をこっそり盗む犯罪だ。
どうしてそんなこと？
知らねえよ。だって俺は横領なんかしてねえんだからさ。
は？どういうことですか？
はめられたんだよ、会社にな。いきなり業務上横領の疑いをかけられて懲戒免職ってやつだ。
そんなバカな。
まあ普通そう思うわな。俺も何かの間違いだと思ってた。だが現実は違った。俺が当時担当していたとある会社の口座にあった100万円がある日突然俺の個人口座に振り込まれていたんだ。
それでクビですか？
ああ、何を言っても無駄だった。銀行は俺を告訴しないことを条件に一方的に俺を懲戒免職処分とした。その後俺は真相を探った。それまでに貯めた金を使い方々手を尽くして調べ回った。でも結局分からずじまい。そのうち貯金も尽きてカムロ町で路上生活を始めたんだ。
それでホームレスですか？
金なんて簡単に増やせるって思ってたのにさ。元手と信用がなければ何にもできないんだよ。所詮俺は他人の金で遊んでいただけだったんだって、その時初めて分かったんだ。
じゃあどうやって金貸しなんてやれるほどの大金手に入れたんですか？
拾ったんだよ。
は？
だからさ、お金が降ってきたの。それからパーッとそれを拾ったのさ。
いや。
本当だって。知らない？ミレニアムタワーで爆発があってさ、そこから大量の札束が降ってきた事件。
あ、知ってます。じゃあ秋山さんはその金を？
そう、だいたい100万くらいだったから、死に物狂いで拾い集めたよ。この金さえあれば俺はもう一度人生をやり直せるってな。
なんか運がいいんだか悪いんだか分かんねえ感じですね。
まあな。だがその時の俺にとってその100万円は命と同じくらい大切な金だった。だがそんな大事な金をこともあろうに俺は盗まれちまったんだ。路上で寝ている隙にな。
誰にですか？
町のゴロつきさ。あの頃からこの町はホームレス狩りとか言って路上で寝ているホームレスを襲うような遊びが流行っていたからな。
待ってください。それじゃもしかしてその時に秋山さんを助けたのが？
そう、新井さんだ。当時新井さんは金村工業に入ったばかりのチンピラだった。そのチンピラが俺から金を盗んだ連中から金を取り上げ、ホームレスの俺にわざわざ届けてくれたんだ。
どうしてそんなこと？
新井さんは涙を流して喜ぶ俺に言ったよ。俺がこの町を変えてみせますって。
兄貴。
俺はその時誓ったんだ。もし俺がこの100万円でのし上がれた時はこの人にかけてみようって。
かける？
ああ、この人ならカムロ町って猿山のボスになれるかもしれないって思ったんだ。カムロ町ってのは弱いやつから強いやつまでいろんな連中が集まってくる、いわば一つの群れみてえな場所だ。だが集まってくるやつらには一つだけ共通してることがある。
何ですか？
夢だよ。カムロ町に飛び込んだ人間は皆必ず夢を見てる。
夢？
いい女を抱きたい、金持ちになりたい、えばりたい。どんなちんけなもんであってもここに集まる連中には皆それぞれの夢がある。だがその夢を叶えられるやつはごくわずかだ。そして人は夢を諦めない。生きていくのに必要なもんだからさ。わかるか？
はい。
皆夢を見続けていたい。だからこそこの町では人に夢を見せられる人間が求められているんだ。
それが新井の兄貴だと？
ああ、良くも悪くも人間ってのは強さに憧れる。新井さんにはその絶対的な強さがある。俺はそう思ってんだ。ボスがいない猿山は機能しない。この町は今強いボス猿が必要なんだ。カムロ町って町は 今までずっとそのボスザルを極道に求めてきた。だが桐生一馬というカリスマが去った今、ボスザルとなれる人間はいない。機能しなくなった町から猿は去っていってしまう。強いボスザルを求めてな。
なんか深い話っすね。
まあちょっと回りくどい言い方だったが、要はそれくらい俺は荒井さにかけているってことだ。
わかりました。俺秋山さんの夢のためにも新井の兄貴を必ず見つけます。このお金はありがたく使わせていただきます。
おう、何か分かったら俺に連絡してくれ。
はい。
ただいま。あ、木戸さん。
あ、どうもっす。
Alright, with Hana-chan now returned to the office, Akiyama says to her, "That took longer than I expected. Maybe I should go check in on Lily-chan." Hana asks, "What are you talking about? You've got debts to collect." Akiyama says, "Did someone have a deadline today?" Hana demands, "Today? Try 3 days ago. People don't pay on time unless you remind them. What if they skip town?" Akiyama says, Alright, so who are we talking about again? Hana says, "The owner of Marimba, that bar in the Champion District. Now go collect that payment." Akiyama says, "Marimba. Right." Hana says, "Ugh, you promised you'd take care of it on time. But you went and blew it off like always." Akiyama asks, "Did I? Well, there's no time like the present, right?" Hana says, "Just make sure you actually go this time." Akiyama says, Yeah. We are to head to Marimba, but first we have this telephone call. The manager says, "Akiyama-san, this is Tanema from Elise." Akiyama says, "Hey Tanema, what's up?" The manager says, "Lily showed up for work. If you have time to spare, you should come give her some pointers." Akiyama says, "Right. Okay, be there in a bit." Manager says, "Great, we'll see you soon." Akiyama says to himself, seeing as he's now turned off the phone, "Hana-chan's not going to like this, but I better pop by Elise for a minute." And we have a new email. Guarantee of principal with Forex from CL Trading. Everyone's buzzing about Forex, foreign currency trades. Why not see how it can make your savings grow? We recommend our foolproof principal protected Forex plan. You literally have nothing to lose. Interested parties are invited to join one of the CEO's Forex info seminars taking place throughout the day. We look forward to seeing you there. Ask for the President's Cashback Special. CL Trading Incorporated, Senryo Avenue, Kamurocho. Okay. Akiyama thinks to himself, guarantee of principal? Sheesh. People still fall for this currency exchange crap? Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing who's running this dog and pony show. Guess I could head over to Senryo Avenue for a few laughs at some point. Well, we do have two things to do, don't we? But they will have to wait for next time. So if you've made it this far and there is something shining up there, to the right, slightly to the right and up. So if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day and we will see you in the next episode.